gives you the perception of being poor, right? So in America, poverty only goes around with financial poverty. We rarely talk about like emotional poverty. Rarely talk about mental poverty. We very rarely talk about spiritual poverty. We very rarely talk about any kind of that kind of stuff, right? So what ends up happening to us is we only can think about financial. So we spend our whole American life trying to get rich financially. Don't do nothing else. So you don't care nothing about what you grew up with your that you seen your mama smoking crack when you was a kid. You just need to be rich and you'll be okay with that.
Dude, can I tell you, bro? Hold on. Now that was a mind-blowing thing that I hope y'all paid attention to, brothers that are listening, ladies, y'all tune into. So y'all are listening to. When you talked about how in America, when we think poverty, we're only talking about it through a financial lens. But the reality is we omit spiritual poverty, emotional poverty, relational poverty. I mean, all of these different scenarios in poverty would be synonymous with a deficit, right? So meaning having a lack of. So we don't care at times, and this is what we're sold, and it goes back to the concept of narrative. We don't care about our emotional, mental, spiritual, all of that growth and development.
Let's give me some money.
Just give me some money, right? Just give me the bag. As long as I got the bag, I'm good, and the bag fixes everything. And I'm gonna throw something. This is interesting. I love this because it makes my mind go in a different direction. I was listening to, it's a guy named Sadhguru. He's like a Hindu mystic, and he's on YouTube or whatever. And somebody asked him the question about well-being, right? And they were, somebody was asking it through the lens of just pure physical health. And he said, well-being is not necessarily a life that's absent of disease, because there are a lot of people that may have disease going on, but their well-being is very high, because well-being just means how well are you living life. And that's more than just your physical, so it's your spiritual, it's your mental, it's your emotional. And again, he's an Indian Hindu mystic from another country. You approach it kind of the same way. And I think sometimes we have to kind of globalize our thought process to not only look at things through the narrow lens of money, no money, everything else takes care of itself, because you can be rich in a lot of different categories, just like you can be poor in a lot of different categories. But all of this is a part of your whole holistic being. Yeah,
this whole thing is it's a circle of life. I mean, if we don't really understand that it's more than just being one kind of rich. Like I mentioned my mama, right? My mom said her two biggest goals in life was to build her house in Jamaica so she could retire and go do what she wanted to do, and to raise all her kids to where they could take care of themselves. So one day they might can take care of her, right? When I graduated from college, she said, I've accomplished one thing, right? So I'm the youngest in the family. And about 5 years after that, no, take that back. That same year, I went to Jamaica with her, and her house was completed, right? And now she said, I've accomplished both of my goals.
Wow.
And I'm